welcome to Friday's wrap up and bit of a bookish chat. So not too much to talk about today. We enjoyed the tapestry, I enjoyed doing that, and we've done some more work in the numbers journal. Yesterday we did the gratitude cards and I really enjoyed making those. They're still on my table actually. So we made some with Tracy's flashcards, and then we did some with the numbers that we got free on Pinterest. Don't know what I've got on my nail there, bit of ink. So I really enjoyed doing those. I'll put a couple of the number ones in our number journal, ready for whoever buys that. Yeah, I made a bit of a pig's ear of these, but I did some extras. So it's a lot easier when you're off camera and you've got everything nearer to you. This is how this should have turned out. So I've got a bit of sari silk in there. I've got some beads and I love that. It's got a little heart on there as well, little heart bead. I love that one. This I think that's one of the ones that I did on camera. This one, we've got more of just a combination of wool and twine, and then this one I've added a little charm. So this is how they should have gone, but you know, I did give in and punch in the middle, but also I could have done them on the side, which I think is a nice change, but they're fiddly to do on camera and I made a bit of a mess, and I did make these, honest. I haven't got an assistant that does all the things for me when you're not looking. Well, apart from David. So that's those. 5 minutes crafting for the soul this week. So I have printed off some backgrounds of some jelly printing I did, and I use these. The print out of these backgrounds a lot. They're all sticking together, look. I've had trouble with my glue this week. It's been a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could have sworn I'd done 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's nothing on that one, is there? I haven't done today's. What's going to go on there? Kindness. That's a bit much for the background. Affection. That's nice. Let me just quickly put that on. Let me get me glue button. Are you all right, David?
Yes.
You're not choking to death?
No.
There we go. Let's get rid of that. That's done that job. And that's number 7. Okay. So this one, it's got a bit of a pocket. So there's a couple of things. I just put them in there to show you it was a little pocket. Got a nice little tag in there to write on. Couple of spare birds that I got flying around on my table, and I did a bit of collage with that lovely owl there, and then another owl, another collage there. And these jelly print backgrounds, don't they look lovely? I think they sort of set it up for you just doing a bit of collage on them. Then this one, so this is off. I've cut it out of the card that David bought me for my birthday. I've made a bit of a pocket there for this lovely butterfly to live in there. So I love that. Then we have got a bit of collage with a small butterfly on there. This one, this again is a little bit from that same card. A label, and I've put one of Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah's bows on there. Quite simple, but I like that's effective. And then today's is we have made from the lovely cards I made yesterday. So they will be going on. I haven't put last lot on yet. So they will be going. I'm way behind putting them all together. So this is the stack that belongs to. That's our April stack so far. So they're coming along nicely. I'm enjoying those still. Okay, so that's it for Bookish. Don't not sorry for Bookish, for Craft. Don't forget next week, Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a sewn tie for the journal, for the numbers journal. So come along for that. We'll have some fun making that to go around that journal. And, you know, the usual fun and frolics and making mistakes will take place. Right. Now then, Bookish Chat. Kerry Ann and myself are still reading the D.I. Kim Stone. We're only doing like 10 chapters a day. Kerry Ann's reading alongside that War and Peace. Goodness me. Yeah, so one extreme to the other. We've got War and Peace, which is a bit heavy going in places, she says. And then we've got all the gruesome murder. There's been a murder or two in the Kim Stone latest book 10, I think we're on now. So I shall tell you more about that next week when we've finished it. I have started a new Persephone that Kerry Ann sent me. We do a book swap as well once a month, and it's about this thick. And I've just started reading a little bit of that. It's diary format. It's diaries from a young lady in the Second World War. So I think it's going to be one of those books that you read a chunk a day and read something else as well, like Kerry Ann's War and Peace, but very informative so far. But I'm not enough in it for you to get for me to show it you. So I thought we'd have two good feel recommendations this week. Some feel good. We need a bit of feel good reading, don't we, with everything that's going on. And so I've got two here that I have thoroughly enjoyed. This one is called The Reading List by Sara Nisha Adams. It says a faded list, 9 favourite stories for 2 strangers. Friendship is only a page away. And the main character in here is a lovely old gentleman called Mukesh Patel. And he has recently lost his wife. And I think he really doesn't know what to do with himself. He's completely lost. He's not sure what to do with himself. And he does wander into the library and he meets a lady called Alicia. And she's a reluctant librarian and keeper of a curious reading list. Just a scrappy piece of paper with the names of 9 books. It doesn't seem anything special, yet something tells her to keep it close. So story by story, Mukesh and Alicia work their way through the list, their worries slipping away with every encounter, with every world discovered in their unlikely book club of 2. It's lovely. You may have a few tears. It's very heartwarming. He's going through raw grief and the loss of his beloved wife, and in the way both of them get help through the reading list. And it is a lovely feel good. It's very thought provoking as well. But it's one of those that gives you all the feels. You want to go and give him a big hug. Mukesh, give him a big hug and say he can come for his tea so he's not lonely. So that is that one, The Reading List, Sara Nisha Adams. And then the other one, which did get a lot of hype when it first came out. I seem to think it did. What year did it come out? Let's have a look. 2020. It wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't as far back as 2020 when actually read it. And this is Away with the Penguins by Hazel Pryor. Another one. If you've already read Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, and loved that sort of vibe to it. Also, I think if you like Frederick Backman, some of his A Man Called Ove and things like that sort of his books, not the hockey ones, but some of the others. I think you will enjoy both of these two. So Away with the Penguins. And there's a bit of a glorious life-affirming story. I read it in a day, Claire McIntosh. I really do love Claire McIntosh. She does crime fiction. I love her books. So this is... It sort of makes you think, right, you're never too old to do stuff that you want to do. If you've got a dream and you want to do it, you grasp for it. And especially as you get older, you know, time gets more precious. You need to go for it. And this is about a lady called Veronica Macready. She's quite wealthy. She lives in this great big mansion by the sea. It says she loves a nice cup of tea and a good wildlife documentary, and she's never seen without her ruby red lipstick. Now that sounds like, you know, that'll be me when I'm 90. Yeah, I'll be trogging round Woodhouse with my red lipstick on. And you think, yeah, go girl. Although these days Veronica is rarely seen by anyone because at 85 her days are spent mostly at home and alone. So again, all about loneliness and how we're going to try and help this lady, really. Veronica doesn't have family or friends nearby, not that she knows about anyway, and she has no idea where she's going to leave her considerable wealth when she dies. But today, Veronica is going to make a decision will change everything. So she decides, she loves the wildlife programs. She decides when she's watching, I think she's watching a documentary, probably David Attenborough or something along those lines. And she finds that there's a particular, I think it's in the Arctic. It's either the Arctic or the Antarctic. And there's a project going on, which is to help penguins, study penguins, stop them becoming endangered species, that sort of thing. And she decides that wouldn't it be lovely if she donated some of her money to help with this project? And that's all well and good. Some people would just go away and decide they're going to give some money to this project. Thank you very much. But she decides she's going to turn up. She's going to turn up and oversee what they're up to. Well, can you imagine? I don't know if I can make it to Arctic at 66, never mind 85, but there you go. I'm just decrepit. And so she sets off. She sets off and turns up. I don't think they're altogether chuffed that she's turned up because they're trying to get on with their, their project. They're trying to get on with their research, and along comes this 85-year-old that they feel responsible for. I think they're frightened she's going to drop dead in front of a penguin at any time. It's a bit like that. It's just lovely. It brings tears to your eyes. It's very heartwarming. I've just seen this quote by John Ruskin. I find penguins at present the only comfort in life. One can't be angry when one looks at a penguin. Pick up a penguin. He doesn't say that, that's just me.
That's a chocolate bar.
Yeah, they are cute though, aren't they? It's like puffins as well. I'm going to reread those. That's why I've kept the copies, because at some stage I will reread those. They are both adorable books, very heartwarming, touch your heart. And I love books like that. We don't always want books that are over serious and up above themselves. Sometimes I feel that books like this, you get a greater connection and they mean more to you when you're reading them. They touch your heart and they mean something. So they're my recommendations for this week. So next week I'll be able to talk a bit more about the books, the buddy read, etc. And have a lovely weekend. My sister's coming today for the weekend, and yeah, I think we're going to have a Chinese takeaway tonight. That'll be nice. Okay then, my lovelies, I really appreciate you for joining me this week, and we'll see you next week. Take care out there. Bye for now.